again.
Yeah. Like somewhere in here. So this is always like a really fun opportunity to just kind of share what you experienced, if anything. If you, yeah. So, oh, how was it for you?
Yeah, I feel like I experienced, and so I'm not too familiar with the chakras, but I experienced some green and like orange and purple. And so I don't know if those are associated to any of the chakras.
People see all sorts of colors. Like Natalie, who was here a couple of days ago, she was like, I saw blues and emeralds that I've never seen in my life. And a lot of times people, I guess, astral travel and they see colors in another place that aren't here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's super normal. I haven't, but yeah, I'm always, so you saw lots of colors?
Well, and then so those like really like colors, and then also like pains in my shoulder, and it was just like crazy because it wasn't like it was like a sharp pain, but it wasn't painful. And then it was pain, and then it would go away, and then it was pain, and then it would go away, and then it was pain, and then it just like went away, and I was like, wow, that's cool. And then the same thing happened in my hip for a while, and I was just like, wow, that's really cool. Just the way that it felt like it was like literally being worked on.
Yeah.
So that was really different.
Yeah.
Because I don't ever feel like I just like have random pains in my body.
And that's a lot of times like the energy will just start working through us, and anything that might be stuck, we might not even be aware of, it's just going to start releasing it, whether it's trauma, emotion, sadness, grief, pains. And a lot of times our body stores stuff over our whole lifetime. And then it's, just stuck in our muscles. And then when it's ready to come up and go, it will. That's kind of cool. Nice. And it was peaceful.
Yeah.
Good. That's awesome. Thank you. What about you? Did you things?
A lot of lavender fading into a richer purple. And then like light blue going into darker blue. It's really more lavender. A little bit of dark green. So I love nature. Maybe that's why I know. I felt a great sense of abundance.
That's cool.
Wow.
Like, it was a feeling, or
it was like I was inhaling abundance.
wow, that's so nice.
So, I mean, I took longer breaths than I realized I had room for. So that was fascinating. And I also felt, how do I describe this? That I was being folded. And so, like, I was being folded. So that was weird. And then that was first like a full body experience. And then it was more of a mindful, like a head fold. It was really weird. And I thought, wow, that's like, how do you explain that, right? And I'm like envisioning it, and I'm like, that seems like a fold, right? So I don't know whether maybe I don't know, but certainly I've had a traumatic past. I didn't feel trauma. I just really felt abundance. And just abundance was really you know, with every like deep breath. And it was real easy for me to breathe and stay in my breath. And normally I'll kind of like challenge that. I'll have to remember to breathe, right? And this was just like natural, like deep, long breaths. So that was really cool. And but the folding part was,
Yeah. And a lot of times, like, stuff will come up to heal, but because it's our own divine energy coming, flowing through us, and it's so loving, it's so peaceful. Even though maybe pains are coming up or whatever, we're feeling so loved, supported. And I think that's why I just kept coming back to this healing, because it was like I was in love with the energy. It just felt so like I could breathe, kind of like I could breathe again. Like, oh my gosh, it's like the divinity inside me. I was just like, oh, I can't get enough of this. It just felt so good. So yeah, and so much of our healing process in the world can feel challenging and difficult. And for me, it just felt like, oh, it just feels so safe and so peaceful and so like I was being taken care of. So it's just kind of what I love, and that, you know, I could just lay back and like the energy would do what it needed to do for me. And I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to work hard. That was a big one. Yeah. So I don't know about you, but like I feel like sometimes like when we're on this healing path, working on our mind, our body, our spirit, we do feel like, okay, I've got to, you know, check one more box and do one more thing to progress. And this is like, you're as perfect as you are, and I'll do the healing for you. It's like, oh, thank you. Yeah. And just for me, doing the session, it just felt so peaceful. And I got this message, just like, I feel so blessed to be, I don't know, to be in this healing moment with you girls. Like, I wanted to like, I bless my sisters. I just feel so grateful to share, share what is for all of us. Every single one of us on this planet has this in it. And so it's like, yes, it's like, I don't know. So I just felt really grateful to be able to share this and feel like you girls were also just receiving this beautiful energy that's here for all of us.
Yeah, I really appreciate you opening up your home and welcoming.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
know, this is so great.
It feels like a safe space to begin with because we do.
Yeah.
It really is
you.
such a safe space for sure. And yeah, the journey, it was different because it is the way that you said it. It's like our body, like healing and trusting ourselves. After you said it, I was just like, there was such a layer of comfort around my body that it was just like so much like warmth and just like support and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, and knowing like it was crazy with that pain. It wasn't me wondering what I did today or this week or something like that. It was just like oh, like what's being taken care of. You know what I mean? It was crazy.
Yeah.
So, wow.
And the fact it lives in us, but I think because of just, I don't know, maybe we don't really know how to connect to this life force, this healing energy we all have. And this is like, oh, and it's kind of like the more we do it, the more it just starts flowing through us, and it continues. So like you might go home and you need to sleep, and then you need to like rest all tomorrow, or you might be like, every color looks wonderful, or you just, you know, I've had times where I've done the healing and then I'll go home and I'm zonked for a whole day. So yeah, it's like, oh, this little healing energy is like, oh, good, I'm waking up. And yeah, the more we kind of keep it flowing through us, the more it has a chance to kind of then build and just kind of be a part of our everyday life. Because it is our own innate energy. And yeah, I was just pulling up a lot of, like, Mother Gaia, it sounds so woo, but yeah, just like Mother Earth energy, which is really important for the grounding. Because this work, you know, a lot of people can be like, woo, 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 but not grounded. So it's really important that we just feel solid, our like roots are down deep in the earth, and like we can take that nourishment from Mother Earth and let any of that, you know, I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing. Just letting Mother Earth take care of it. And then also just pulling that divine energy through us from the cosmos. And that's kind of just how we activate. It's like, oh, I'm pulling that divine energy through me. And I'm also allowing my roots to be super grounded. Like you could see a cord of light, and anything that's not serving me, just kind of flowing into the earth, letting her absorb it.
Yeah. I felt like a veil over me. So
I did have a moment of like where it was like chilly, and then all of a sudden
too.
it was like a burst of heat that just like came over me. I was
Yeah.
just like, oh, nice.
Yeah, that's always like, yes, a lot of times I'll get freezing, and then when I'm doing this, I'm like, I'm I wouldn't say burning up, but I perspire a lot because like the energy is just really flowing. And like a lot of times when I'm just receiving, I need like blankets because I start getting really cold. So that's also just the energy's working through you, and body.
So it's okay to ask for
Blanket? Yeah, so I mean, so interesting. The first teacher that I would work with, he's like, no pillows, no blankets, no nothing. Because it's in my home, like, and when I would receive it, like on Zoom or something, I would always have a little blanket next to me. But usually they don't want you to be encumbered, but you know, like for the most part, you girls were just laying still. It's basically for safety. If someone is standing up dancing, they don't want them to trip on a blanket. That's pretty much the only reason.
Right.
But if you, yeah, absolutely. You know, yeah, having a blanket next to you, I always like that because I would get cold quite often. Yeah, like I'm actually quite chilly right now. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's super
that was
fun.
probably
Did you get chilly?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was wondering, yeah, because you know, yeah, you're both so still and peaceful, and that's the cool thing. I have no idea, and your experience will be different than yours and mine. Yeah, some people see past lives. I have done. I will see visions sometimes. A couple of my friends start speaking light language. I've never done that. Yeah, one of my good friends, she was like started dancing, and then she speaks light language. She's a facilitator now, and so she just brings that in. And apparently, I just learned this week. Light language is actually a form of healing. I guess it's from another planet. It's apparently healing for either our mind and our heart. So I don't really know too much about it, but that also is like one of the girls I was training with. She was doing a lot of light language, and you know, she's like, saying. So it's quite fascinating. I'm so fascinated. I understand next to nothing other than how much I love it, how much I feel like it's so safe and special and divine. Yeah. I'm glad you girls liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yay.
The safety and security. The Mother Earth part of it, that's cool, the rooted part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, because we do. We want to feel like when we're healing that we're not floating around like zen and
In
then
the cosmos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's really great to be connected, and we have to be cognizant of what we're doing. You know. Yeah. And I always say a little prayer of protection, and you know, just bringing in our highest good and energy for healing, so,
Mhm.
yeah. And I like it too. I really like having just the safe space. And so far it's just been girls and I really, I like, and the energy does feel to me very feminine.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys. So I really enjoyed so far just doing like healing here or healing on Zoom.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I know I'll have to start looking for like yoga studios and stuff. It's kind of nice to keep it intimate, small and
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. So we can snack.
Yoga studio, wow, that's
Yeah,
would be an interesting.
that is where